Ya estamos en Cayo Hueso. Ok, Hueso.
Right here to their own kitchen. They're cutting out the middleman. The only fresher seafood you're going to get is if you go out and catch it yourself. And you're more than welcome to do that too. You can get a license pretty cheaply down here, even for a day, and go out fishing. This part of the tour, we like to direct your attention to the rooftops. If you start taking a look at all of them, you're going to notice they all have something in common. Can you guys tell what it is? Yes, they're all metal. There you go. You got it. They have to be made out of metal. Not because of hurricanes or anything like that, because of fire. We're in the oldest historic part of Key West, and at one time everything here was made of wood. Even shingles on rooftops, folks. Feel free to add anything you like. Or stickers onto the building. That's been really popular too. On your left-hand side, Kermit's Key Line Shop. He makes everything out of key lines in there. And Kermit offers lots of free samples in there, folks. So go into Kermit's. Of course, try, while you're here on the island, our most delicious dessert. Y'all know what it is, right? Yeah. And everybody that's here makes really good key lime pie, you guys. Just depends on what is your favorite style. Mine's from the Bahamas. I've lived here 22 years. I try every single key lime pie. They're all good to me. But the original recipe is the best one to me in Bahama Village. At Blue Heaven. On your left-hand side, an old tobacco warehouse from our first millionaire, Mr. Curry. Saved it from the fire of 1886 and kept rolling cigars. Now the Hemingway Rum Company. They offer free samples of rum if you ask them nicely. This is stock number 3. I look at all the memorabilia there. 87 years worth of memorabilia. Pretty incredible to see all the faces that came through this bar. And now you're on the most famous street of them all. This is Duval Street. The heart of Key West. Stretching from the Gulf of Mexico behind us to the Atlantic side straight ahead. 13.5 blocks. 1.1 miles, that's it. This is the party part of town. It stays open till 4 o'clock in the morning every day. The last call on Lower Duval, 3:59 a.m. Or you're drinking a plastic cup and kick you out for the rest of the, I should say morning, right? 4 in the morning. On our left, Curry Mansion, right around the corner from us. His brother Robert built the Hard Rock Cafe now. And next door to that is Rick, his sister Eleanor. The Women's Club of Key West operates this building, and they're giving free tours today, folks. Looks like till 3:30. On your right, the oldest house museum. The home of Captain Watlington, his wife, and 9 daughters. They said they didn't have far to go to church. Take a look at that. St. Paul's Episcopal on your left. Oldest church in South Florida. Notice how the front doors are wide open. We do that every day so we can take a break from Duval Street. Go inside and appreciate that church. Gorgeous stained glass windows. That protective covering on this side. They look dark on this side. You have to go in and look out. So use this stop, number 4, to do that. This is also your stop for sure. Here's the very first margarita in the world. Just 2 doors down from here, the San Carlos Institute. It's everything Cuban history. 1871, modeled after the consulate of Havana, Cuba. That's a gorgeous building. Strand Theater was purchased by Walgreens. And look how they kept all the architecture of the original building. We call ourselves an eclectic island, by the way. We're a blend of cultures from all over the world. No one particular style. You'll notice that as you walk around. And now, if you look on your maps, between stops 4 and 5, you'll find this street here. This is Southern Street. Southern. If we went straight ahead, we dead end at a Navy base and at Fort Zachary Taylor State Park. Fort Zach, folks. Inside has the first of 3 Civil War era forts. We have 3 on the island. The first one's Fort Zach. It's the largest one as well. If you're ever wondering where you're at, simply look at the address. We're in the 600 block right now. 6 is climbing to 13. 0 is at Mallory Square, so you always know where you're at on the island. Simple grid pattern. The beautiful church on our right. The Cornish Memorial AME Zion Church, named after Sandy Cornish, born into slavery in Maryland. Earned his freedom to Key West. Mike Liva became a very successful farmer. All of this part on our right is Bahama Village, the largest neighborhood of Key West. This is stop number 5. The Hemingway stop and the Lighthouse stop. They're both straight ahead of block roads. Hemingway's ahead on your left, Lighthouse ahead on your right. Watch your step. Thank you. Only French colonial architecture house behind the main house. Above the carriage garage is a writing studio, just like it looked when he left this island. You can go visit that, folks. On the grounds are over 50 kitty cats. About half of them are the famous Hemingway 6-toed cats. If you've never seen a 6-toed cat, they look like they have a catcher's mitt on their paw. Here's the Hemingway estate on your left. On your right, the lighthouse and keeper's quarters. The best part about this, it was decommissioned in 1969. So we get to explore all of it. You can climb the lighthouse, folks. 88 spiral steps inside will take you out to the top. That's a water cistern with the red cap in the yard right there. Coming up on our right from this, well, it's the largest lot on the island. Private lot, I should say. It's owned by the Catholic Church here. It's St. Mary's Star of the Sea. 1898, the Spanish-American War breaks out. The nuns here turn their convent into a field hospital, treating the war wounded. Coming up here next to the church is one of the most iconic structures on this island. They died of yellow fever on the island. That was one of the worst diseases of them all. Yellow fever kills you in a week. It's caused by a virus inside of a tiger mosquito. If you glance on your left, that 580 building is our tallest building in town. We're now on North Roosevelt Drive. We're on the Gulf side of the island. We're going to take this up and over to the other side. The body of water right here is a bite. BIGHD, buddy. Where you see the Flight 80 building out there is now a Coast Guard station. That's the tallest building in Key West, by the way, out there. The new tower. Our air traffic controllers are now in a trailer in Saudi Arabia. No, I'm kidding. What? But they could be. They're in a trailer on the other side of the runway. They're not even looking at the sky anymore. That's why we don't need a tower. They're looking at radar. They're looking at weather satellites positioned around the planet, folks. That's amazing. That's what we're looking at. We're typically looking at the west coast of the African continent, where storms begin. If they can make it across the Atlantic, they can become huge hurricanes. Threaten our lives and our property. So we're on the lookout. We have the National Weather Service down here, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, everything. If you keep looking on your left as we come around the bend, folks, take a look at all the radar dishes out here and the giant golf balls. Can you all see that? That's on an active military base right there. We're not allowed in.
Service department. What do you think of that in a tiki hut? You'll never see that anywhere else. Yeah, this is all Newtown out here, all man-made. All of our shopping centers are out here. All of our grocery stores, all of our gas stations. Oh, we got 3 or 4 big residential neighborhoods over here, a Home Depot, and a bunch of hotels. This is all Newtown. Just got blown off on a couple weeks ago around. So there's 1,000 of them around the island here. Here's Popeyes. When I go by Popeyes, reminds me it's time to talk about where all the roosters came from. All the hens, all the chickens, I'm sure you've seen them by now. I'm sure you've asked yourself, why are they here? How did they get here? Well, I'm going to tell you. We've had Cuban immigration here on the island for hundreds and hundreds of years. As the Cubans immigrated here every time, they brought all their traditions with scooters somewhere to work and back in the boat at night. Up in the distance in front of me, on the left in front of me, that is Stock Island. That's the next key north. That's where a whole bunch of employees live there. Get a little closer, you can see there's a big hill over there. That's called Mount Trash before. That used to be our city dump right there. No longer in use. Got some more live-on boats coming up here. More live-on boats over here. You can see there's, I think, 4 of them over here, and a bunch more behind these mangrove trees. Maybe a dozen or so. Now, one of them over here to the far left, and one all the way in the back there. That one's sunken, sitting on the bottom. Well, there's a helicopter just hovering right up here. Something going on. Yeah, this boat, you can't quite see it yet once we get up a little further. Close to a very low tide out here. This body of water out in front of me is called the Florida Straits or the Straits of Florida. This is where the Gulf of Mexico meets the Atlantic Ocean, right here. If you were in a boat and traveled 90 miles straight out here, this read yesterday, we had a boat of illegal Cuban immigrants arrived here, I think, in the last couple of days. They used to come here, I guess it was about how long ago? 6-7 months ago. They were coming 3 or 4 a week in their homemade boats called Cuban chugs. Now they've been going in, I guess, they were going in Texas border, Arizona, and California now, I guess. But they just started reappearing here, all of us. There's a beach, my favorite beach right now. I live right around the corner. I can jump on my scooter, come around here, hang out at the beach all day. The water's very shallow, and not a lot of people come down here. Now they're working on the drainage here has been a problem. Flooding from storms, hurricanes, tropical storms, etc. This whole area floods. Heads back into these tidal ponds back here. That's the way it's been doing it for a millennium. But we're trying to stop it. We semi-successfully stopped it up here. But this road does flood a lot, so they're working on the drainage here. And just put the sidewalk back in. Looks like they're getting close to maybe finishing today. Been working on it for over a year. Now there's a beach, real nice beach. It's 1 mile long. It's all white sand, coconut palm trees. But again, very empty down here. Look to see the sidewalk coming down here. Context for me, folks. See how this works for you. Where we are sitting right now, right this very moment, we are closer to Havana, Cuba than we are the closest Walmart. Think about that for a minute. We're pretty far south. There we go, over in the rocks. You can probably see the southernmost iguanas. Yeah, I see a couple of them over there. There's the southernmost pelican. Sometimes the iguanas are out there on the wall. No, there's one out there. Southernmost iguana hanging out on the wall out there. Soaking up the sun. Over here to the left here is one of our naval bases. This one's ours.
Recorriendo las calles de Cayo Hueso, o Cayo Hueso como le llaman en inglés. Ya casi nos vamos, son las 5:15 de la tarde y estamos a 4 horas, 5 horas de Miami. Estaríamos llegando más o menos como a las 10, 11 de la noche, más o menos, depende del tráfico. Y como estamos en día de semana, vamos a encontrar mucho tráfico.
Take my sunglasses off.